on Two and a Half Men. Kathy Griffin, my life on the D-list. And he's going to be the up-and-coming season 2 of Joan and Melissa. Joan knows best. Here he is. Who is he? He is my favorite bilingual comedian, fluent in both English and bitch. Mr. Put your hands together, as I say. Take them off your crotches. Tommy Tripoli!
Thank you. Oh, can you all see me in the back? Yeah, well, hello. Please, just anywhere you like. If you can find a seat. This is one of those things that's great about, like, I work for Joan Rivers, you know. I'm fucking head writer on this TV show, so yeah, fucking, I'm super important. So it's what you call a reality check from the Lord, who I don't believe in. And so that's good. So yeah, no, Joan Rivers, you guys. Joan Rivers just introduced me. You should clap for Joan. She's a legend. Yes, no, clap for her. And, you know, she'll be dead soon. So clap. Joan is so good. You know, Joan really did just change my life overnight. She really just sort of handed me this career, which is lucky because sometimes she'll hand you a no. So that was good. But she's so wonderful, and and people don't realize how nice, you know, because she's like a real monster on stage. But she's sweet. She's so sweet. I don't have anything at all negative to say about Joan, except this. You know, well, there's 10 fucking people. I can say whatever I want tonight. It's not like any of you fuckers are connected. You have nothing better to do than see my shit on Friday night. So, this is so, really, I do thank you for coming. I mean, you know, both of you. And because it's good. It was good because when I found out that they had only sold 10 tickets, I was able to do my regularly scheduled Friday night cry early. Which just saves so much time for drinking later. And, yeah, so, but anyway, so Joan, the only thing about, here's the thing about Joan, that you know she doesn't pay you, right? I assume you don't know that. Yeah, when you work for Joan Rivers, you don't get a check when you work for her. You just get a big box of that shitty QVC jewelry. You know, but I don't mean to complain. I mean, hey, what middle-aged homosexual doesn't want 300 lavender cubic zirconia Happy Passover 1998 wristwatches? I need that. That's what I gave my family for Christmas last year. But Joan is so great. She is so wonderful. I love her. She, like I said, she just couldn't be more wonderful. But you know, we do the Fashion Police show. You guys watch Fashion Police, right? You're watching, yes. By the way, you're lying because it's on in an hour, so fuck you. But thank you, I appreciate the participation. And so and by the way, we have Kris Jenner on the show tonight. Yeah. And I'm not even making this up. I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but again, 10 people who cares. And so I can't afford the large. I really bought this when I thought we were selling tickets. I don't know what I'm thinking. Kris Jenner, Joan says to her jokingly, you know, knowing she's not going to answer the question, Joan says, so who's your, you know, favorite child? She goes, Kim. Is that even legal? Are you allowed to say that you have a favorite, like, on TV? Can you say, we had to cut it, you know, but that's why I was like, well, I guess she fucks the best. So that would be why. I guess that's how they determine in that family who gets peed on the most in a tape. And so she, so she was, anyway, but here's the thing, we tape the Fashion Police show early in the morning. We normally tape around like 8 a.m. on Thursdays. And so that means that I meet Joan at E at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so Joan just comes, you know, right from bed, and Joan comes to the show. With no makeup on. That's what I'm trying to, yes, that's what I was trying to get you to feel. So that's good. Yeah, you felt your dinner come up. And so I'm kidding, but gay guys, we don't eat dinner. And so Joan shows up with no, and she just comes, like, I've seen death. I've looked death in the face, literally, because she, you know, died like in the 80s. So it's good to know. like, we were in her dressing room, and we're like family now, and she says, I love you, and I say, but we were in her dressing room, and so she was getting, it's her dressing room, she can do whatever the hell she wants, and we're getting ready to do the Fashion Police show, and so, she just gets naked, because she's gonna change, outfits, and so, okay, so she reaches down to pick up her breast, to put them in her truss, or whatever it is that she wants. I don't know what the machinery is. Anyway, so she lifts them up. You guys, she has a whole other face growing down. I don't know. It's a problem. There's a thing. Like, I don't know if she's just harvesting new noses for the future or what, but the whole thing's got a plan, for sure. Like, it's not FDA approved. Like, I know this is like some Venezuelan Miss Universe surgical kind of and so that's good. Here's a funny story about Joan. We had this joke in the show not too long ago where we were talking about Liv Tyler. You guys know Liv Tyler, yeah. Steven Tyler's big fat daughter. And she's not fat. She's a model. Okay, plus size doesn't count. And so so we were talking about her, and the joke was, Liv Tyler's not that smart. And in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, when the director told her she needed to do all of her lines in Elvish, Liv said, "Thank you very much." Right, it's a dumb joke. It was like the one joke that week where we weren't making Joan say pussy. That was the one. And we have an hour to fill. And so Joan likes the joke. We put the joke in the teleprompter. We rehearse the joke. We're on the set. And so she says, "Oh, George, Kelly, Juliana, speaking of Liv Tyler, she's not that smart." When the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy told her that she had to do all of her lines in Elvish, she said, "Thank you very much." No, Susan, it's not good. It's not good. And so now here's the part of my day, which sort of feels a lot like this, actually, where I'm going to go up to the comedy legend, because it's different, because she sells tickets at her shows, and so I'm going to go up to her now. I'm going to go up to her, and I'm going to tell her, "Hey, you didn't do the joke right, lady." So that's, totally comfortable. And so I'm like, "Hey, Joan, I love you. And, remember, this is the Elvis joke. And, so when you do, thank you very much. You just do it like Elvis and like curl your lip up." And she says, "I did." She thinks her face moves. Right? And we all forget, because like when you're in her universe, you just get used to it. Like, I've been with her for 2 years now. To me, it almost looks like a human head. Like, I don't even think. And so she thought, and I was like, oh God, you can't do that. Her face is full of plastic. Like, that's why she can't perform in Arizona in the summer. Bitch would melt. There's not too much help. Like, she can't curl. She's not doing an Elvis lip, Tony. That's not like, it would be easier to get an Elvis lip from Minnie Mouse, actually. I think that would be more possible. And so I go, I had an idea. How about, what if we do it again? And this time, what if you maybe lower your voice a little and maybe like strum guitar? That'll seem Elvis-y, And she goes, "Oh my gosh, it's a great idea, I love you." And I was like, "Nah." And so I go back, and the executives are like, "Come on." And I'm like, "Yeah, we got to handle it." So we do another take, and she goes, "George, Juliana, Kelly." Oh, that's fine. Liv Tyler's not that smart. When the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy told her she had to do all of her lines in Elvish, she said, "Thank you very much." Well, now you solved the problem, Joni. So I'm like, and I look over at the executives, and they're like, "Tony, no retard jokes." I'm like, I know, because we can't do retard jokes at E. We air Keeping Up with the Kardashians. We couldn't. Doesn't seem right. Did you literally just take your shoes off? Is that what this? What are we? We're on Southwest Airlines tonight? Look, you paid for a ticket. I guess you just do whatever you want. By the way, this play, I love this. I do love this theater. I really, not this, but I love the theater. Well, this is kind of a lot like me. It's very gay and very prickly. But Do you know what I mean? I just sort of feel like I'm doing my show in John Travolta's asshole tonight. Like that's a little uncomfortable, you know. Not that I haven't done my show there before. I'm just saying it's like again. There were more people that time, but you know, it's. But no, I do. I love the Straight Street Cat. I do. I love and I love their marketing. But I love. Just kidding. But it really. Let's be honest. Before this was a theater. This was for sure an S&M club, right? We all like when you look like there's for sure like a Vietnamese fuck harness hanging somewhere. Well, the Vietnamese make the best ones, right? Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, Joe. So when people find out that I work for Joan Rivers, you know, they always ask me the same question: when did she die? And but then the next question is always, oh, did Joan hire you because you're Jewish? Yeah, and that's, you know, strange. I'm not Jewish, so you know what I mean. Like, I get it because I complain constantly that I'm not technically a Jew, and so, but the thing is, I do celebrate Gay Hanukkah, so that's kind of close. Like I'm kind of in that gray area. You guys know about Gay Hanukkah, right? Gay Hanukkah is when there was only enough lube to last for one night. But, you know, by miracle, it lasted for 8 nights. It's in the Old Testament. Read the Bible. Oh boy. So, my dad is here, you guys. My father is literally here. I know yes. Are you clapping him or blaming him? I'm not sure what that was. It was very judgmental. And so this you must be so proud because this really is what success looks like. I think every parent dreams of someday their child being huge enough to be able to fill with 10 seats. So it's just like being at Wembley. And so when it's closed, but it's good. I mean, I'm very lucky. Did any of you watch EDD Live this afternoon? Yeah. Did you? Oh, that's good. You taped it?
Yes. Thank you.
Wait, but you mean you TiVoed it, right?
Well, yeah, DVD, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you meant like take like Betamax, and I was going to be like, we're passing a hat right fucking now. I will give you the proceeds from 2 of the seats tonight to get. So yes, you did. You watched it. You taped it. Isn't that tram just great?
Yeah.
I love her.
She's cute.
She is cute. I love all those people, and I love that little fag that was doing the typing. Even Chris is his name, or Scott, or Chad, or something. You know what I'm talking about? He's a little queer guy with the braces on. They're clear braces. Can you see them on camera?
No.
Okay. Well, he's very, very nice, and he used to have bad skin, and it's cleared up now. And I say bravo for you.
That's right.
Proactive is good shit. And we were doing. They have this computer system where they can. People are like, we're gonna, send in a question for Tony, and that's gonna happen. And they, and it was literally. It said there were 3 people in the conversation in the corner. And then I was like, oh, that really sucks. And he goes, really? Because one's you and one's me. Moral of the story is it can always get worse. That's really why I'm telling you that. So apparently, Susan, it was just me, you, and the queer, just talking, just chit-chatting. No, but I do love that show. So, and it's, put butts in the seats. So that's good. It's worth doing.
That's right.
It seems like we have actually straight people tonight, right? Who are the straight people? With lady, straight couple, dad. You're still straight, right, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He spends a lot of time with me, so it could. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad that there are straight people here. I like straight people. I think straight people are, great or whatever. I do have a question, for the straight people, since it's an intimate show. That's an industry term.
Yeah.
That means you didn't sell any tickets. But so we can talk about it. Why do you walk so slowly? What is that really? Why am I always behind straight people that are just you know what, you're lollygagging. That's what you're doing. You've been like, and men especially, what is with these straight men walking slow, especially in Phoenix, because there's not even like a gay area. The gays are just everywhere. Like you will get fucked in the ass. You need to go. You need to move it along. You need to walk with a purpose. We have, it's our agenda. Oh, by the way, I'm scared to come here in the summertime. Like I was in Mexico last week, and when I'm this tan, I literally am like, your fucking sheriff is gonna put me in jail. I'm scared. My mother, I'm not meaning this, my mother said that she wanted to go to Home Depot tomorrow to get some stuff for the house, and I was like, I'm not going to be in front of a Home Depot when I'm this color. Yeah. I will be fucking deported somewhere, or, I can make $30, so that's good, which, because I'm not tonight, so that would be good. But the straight people, I don't understand. And like the other thing about straight people is like, why you get so bent out of shape about this gay stuff. And it's like the thing with like when the straight people were all upset that people were thinking Bert and Ernie were gay. I mean, why would anybody think that? They've only lived together for 25 years. Probably not. But like they were like, all the straight people were like going on CNN and they were like, it's important for us because we need to clarify, Bert and Ernie are not gay. And I'm just like, why does that matter? Like, you should use your energies on something more important that would help the planet. Like, focus on the frog that fucks the pig. Right? We can all get on board on that one. That's against God. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But the other thing, it's, again, I get to open for Joan on the road sometimes. And like later next month, we're doing a show in Columbia, South Carolina. So I think Joan and I are going to be a hit there. And so that's going to, I really think that I think the show goes from like 8 to 10, and Joan has us on a flight at 10:10. I think we're getting the F out. Well, obviously it's different, than this, but it's different, like, because with Joan, it's a diverse audience, and like, there's so many straight people coming to the shows, now, and I can tell when there's a lot of straight people at my show, because I see you when you're walking in, and I love having straight people at my shows, but I can always tell the straight people by the outfits that you think you put together. It's sweet, really. It warms my heart. It really is. It's sort of like when I volunteer at the Special Olympics. It's just like, you tried so hard. You are so brave. You're my hero. Would you like a hug? Like, that's how I feel. By the way, that's a joke. Okay. I don't volunteer. Well, tonight I do, but normally all kidding aside, straight people, I think you're great. I mean, you make me sick. I think your lifestyle is disgusting, but that's between you and God. Well, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm not glad that you're, here, but there's nothing I can do about that. But I love straight people. As long as you're not holding a sign, I think you're great. No problems. But the God hates fags people. I don't know, that seems a little, that's kind of, we couldn't know. I don't think, you know what? God doesn't hate fags. God clearly hates 2.5 men. I think he's demonstrated that with accuracy. I did an episode of 2.5 Men, and it was back in the Charlie Sheen years. So I've got scars. And here's the thing about Charlie Sheen, though. Charlie Sheen loves me. I don't know why. It does not make sense. I do not know what about this Charlie Sheen would respond positively to, but he loved everywhere the whole week that we were doing the show. Everywhere I went, boom, Charlie Sheen right next to me. Everything I said, boom, Charlie Sheen, first one to laugh. Like literally on Wednesday, I had to turn to him and go, Charlie, I don't have any weed, right? What could it be? And it was such a fun. Here's the thing. I don't really like the show 2.5 Men, right? I don't think it's like funny. I don't really enjoy it. But so then they call and say, hey, do you want to be on? And I was like, favorite show ever. And so and so this is what the episode was about. The episode was about Charlie Sheen and Ducky and the Half Man had a fight with the mom. And here's something about the mom. She's a lesbian. Holland Taylor, the actor, she's lesbian. But this is the best thing about her. Because lesbianism doesn't actually make you interesting. But this is what's interesting. Good luck convincing a dyke of that. But anyway, she wears a wig. But the wig, she only wears it for the show, right? So we rehearse Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then Friday we take the show in front of the live audience. And she comes back out, and we're about to start the taping, and she goes, okay, I'm going to go get my wig on. And I was like, oh, that's weird, whatever, maybe we're doing, I don't know. And she comes back like 20 minutes later, and she's like, okay, all ready. But the wig that she wears looks exactly like her regular hair. Like, I don't think she understands what the point of a wig is, does she? It's just bizarre. And so anyway, so this episode was about, here's another Holland Taylor story. So the first thing you do is you go on Monday morning and you do a table read. That's where all the cast sits around the table and you read the script. I'm sure you can figure that out. And so she, after the table read, I'm excited. This is like a good job. It's gonna, pay a little bit of money and residuals and all that. And so after the table read, she comes over and she goes, oh, you are hilarious. But the genius thing is that you chose to wear your hair in that ridiculous way for the show this week. I love it. And so that was literally the first thing she said to me, and I was like, dyke. And I was like, well, that, it's just, it's my regular hair that, I do it like this every day. And she goes, oh. That's the entire story about that bitch. That was my first meeting with Holland Taylor. Yes, great, good for her. And so I was like, yeah, that's not what wigs are for, bitch! But I didn't, that's what I should have said. I didn't know yet. But anyway, so in the episode, the Charlie Sheen and Ducky and Hackman get in a fight with them all, and so she replaces them with the gay version of them, which is her gay hairdresser, and my black husband, right? And our adopted Chinese son. Right, no problems here. Yeah, because that's just what all gay families look like, right? That's only gay family, that's all it is. It's always just me, my Mandingo husband, and a Ching Chang baby that we bought on eBay. That's what it is. That's so great to be, shown in prime time. Isn't diversity great? And I was like, oh God, this is really, offensive. This is really, kind of against all of my core political beliefs. And they were like, well, you get residuals. And I was like, I'm in. I will be there. I'll bring donuts. And so we're doing this show. We do the show. And they're rehearsing this scene. And the scene is after the Charlie Sheen and Ducky and Hackman have come over to Mom's birthday, and they still haven't spoken in days or weeks, whatever it is. And it turns out that the gay version of them is all having this lovely birthday party for the bitch. And so, and they're like, well, that's weird. And so they're driving home, and they realize these gay guys have never replaced them. So they're driving home, and Charlie Sheen says to both of them in the car, boy, those guys were kind of strange. And the kid goes, I thought they were fabulous. That's some Emmy-winning comedy writing for you, right there. Isn't that good? You feel good. And so they're rehearsing this. I'm not in the scene, so I'm over there, trying to find a way to get revenge on Holland Taylor. And they're rehearsing, but I hear on the walkie-talkies, we need Tony. Somebody find Tony. Get Tony on the set, stat. And I hear my name, right? So I kind of and then I was like, you know what? It is not always about you, okay? You are the Warner Brothers studio lot. This place is crawling with Teamsters, so there's probably 14 other Tonys, right? And so, but no, it turns out they need me, so this little production assistant comes and gets me on the set. So they bring me to the set, and there's, Charlie Sheen and Ducky and Hackman and the fake car, and then there's a half circle with the cameras and the crew, and everyone's like, scratching their head, what am I gonna do with this problem? The suits are over here, and they're like, come on, time is money, and it's really tense, and I kind of wander in, and I was like, did you need me? And the director goes, oh, thank God you're here. I need you to show the kid how to talk gay. And look, he wasn't trying to be homophobic, or it wasn't a hate crime or anything. It was just, it was the short shorthand of like being under pressure, and he was just an idiot. And so I go, well, you know, what does he need? And he puts the script up in my face, and I go, all right, I thought they were fabulous. And he goes, no, say it how you would say it. And in my mind, I was like, right, with a dick in my mouth. Yes, yes, good note, for the record. But I didn't say that, I went on. I thought they were fabulous. And he goes, no, do that thing you do with your hand. And that's when I snapped, and I go, well, that's called fisting. So then I was escorted off the set, and they, and requested to stay 50 yards away from the half man for the rest of the week. So that would be, we had a problem over here. What just happened?
She asked what fisting was.
I mean, it's called fisting. Can you not figure it out? What? You just thought it was just like when people go, yeah! I love to go to concerts and just fucking fist and fist and fist! And then I put a lighter up there. No, that's not what it is. It's when it's in your butthole. Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like this. This is what it looks like, actually. Right in between. Alright, so, that was disgusting. So, the other thing that was weird on that week with 2.5 Men was, so I had, you know, my little adopted Chinese son was like in all the scenes, right? And so I know the reason that I got the job. Like, I don't know if any of you are performers or whatever. Probably not. You'd be dressed better. But what happens is you go, you know, auditions. Here's the thing about auditions, especially in LA. Like, you're gonna go in and you're gonna read, you know, one line to some, you know, lady eating a salad, not even paying attention to you, that 300 other homosexuals have just read in exactly the same way. And you're going to go in and try to like, so, you know, it really feels good, is what it is. It's just good for your self-esteem. And so you go in and it's terrible. But I know the reason I got this job was because I like ad-libbed this little thing. Like, I had the Chinese son, and there was a scene where I was telling him to go play his like little cello, because, you know, he's Asian, and they all play instruments with the bow. And so he's supposed to play his cello for Holland Taylor, and I, at being like the parent, barked something to him, you know, and so I just went, I just went, 新年快乐, and at the audition, and they all thought it was really funny. But here's the thing, 新年快乐, for those of you that don't speak Mandarin, means Happy New Year. So obviously that wouldn't work in the actual scene. So they said when I get there for the table read on Monday, in the script they've now added that little thing, where right before when I tell them to play, I then bark something in Chinese, right? And there, you know, this was written by white people, so they're literally like, ching chang chong chang. I'm like, well, that's terribly offensive. And so here's something about it. Just whatever. I've dated more than a few Asian men. That's the point of the reason I'm telling you this is that I had plenty of people that I could have called that would know how to say anything I wanted in Chinese. That's the reason I'm telling you that, but I do. I like Asian men. I think Asian guys are really sexy. Like, nothing turns me on more than a man who looks like he should be running from a burning village. That just tells me, yes, I can't lie. It gives me wood. Well, bamboo. But it's very, I like it. And also, you know the best part about having sex with an Asian man, right? You guys know that the best thing about having sex with an Asian man is you get to pick one sex act from column A and one sex act from column B. But then, of course, you know the rule. Once you made your decision, no substitutions. So anyway, I realized I need to say, you know, go do a good job or whatever, something like to my child. And so, you know, whatever. So I looked at my phone, and there were more than one people, you know, under Chang. That's what you need to understand. And so I made a call. And so I found it, and the person that told me, he was like, yeah, it's eating Yao Zuo Hao. And so I was like, well, that's weird. So I was like, you know, so I had it on Post-its. It was like, eating Yao Zuo Hao in my mirror and in my car and like all around. So every day, just a million times a day, I was like, eating Yao Zuo Hao, eating Yao Zuo Hao. And so I'm like, you know, want to say it right. So we're now about to tape the scene. We're about to film the scene, right? And this guy comes over in a suit, and he's like, hello, Tony, my name is, whatever his name is, Bob or whatever, and I'm from Standards and Practices here at Warner Brothers, and I need to know what it is that you're saying in that foreign language. And I was like, no, I called somebody, I found it said it means good, do a good job, but it's really kind of in a rude way that maybe a parent would talk to a child. And he was like, well, we can't just, trust you, because you could just be saying suck my dick or something, and then we would broadcast it all around the world. And I was like, no, I only do that in my show. And so I was like, so now it's like my job. Now I have to fucking vet. I have to prove it. I don't have. And so I go, oh, you know what? The kid playing my adopted Chinese son, his mother and grandmother are with him, and grandma speaking no English. So maybe we can check over there. And he goes, okay. So we go out, we walk out to their trailer, and I knock on the door, and grandma answers the door. And she's exactly what you're picturing. She's the little, little Chinese lady with the mole with the big long hair, right? And so she answers the door. Well, you know what I'm saying? That's how they all, whatever, that's how they look. And so she opens the door, and I go, 一定要做好. And she goes, oh. And I look at Bob, and I was like, and he goes, well, I don't know. And I go, well, clearly I didn't say suck my dick because she didn't invite me in. So, right? You're proving it. And he's like, I don't know if that's really good enough. And I go, 一定要做好. And she goes, oh. And so he's like, yeah, I guess that's fine. So now it's fine. Now we're going to broadcast it to like 300 countries, right? Okay, so I'm back on the soundstage. We're shooting the show. We now take another break. And I say to the actor playing my adopted Chinese son, and he's like, 12. And I say, wow, your grandma really saved the day. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I go, well, they had been wondering what I was saying in Mandarin all week, and I didn't know how I was going to prove it. And so I said, oh, we can go out and talk to grandma, and she can, and he's like, she doesn't speak English. And I go, I know, but I just went up and I said, 一定要做好. And she was like, oh. And so I didn't make the face when I did it to the kid, but I was like, oh. And he goes, we're Korean. Do you really think we're all the same? Asshole. 12 years old. 12 years old. 12 years old. Call me an asshole. It's just like having a real son. It was really fucked up. We don't have any lesbians here tonight, right? That's kind of a shame. I actually like lesbians. I think lesbians are the greatest. Do you want to just pretend? Yeah, I like that you're just trying to participate. You're like, free drinks. But no, I love lesbians. I think lesbians are great. I think lesbians are the best part of the gay community, and I will tell you why. Lesbians do not fuck around. They do not lollygag. They do not do anything slowly. They they fucking meet for coffee. They sniff each other's pussies. They move in. It's done. They get in. Right? Like I love that. I think that the lesbians get shit done. Like every AIDS benefit that I have ever volunteered to be a part of, it's always the exact same situation. It's 10 fags standing in a circle, arguing over the color of the curtain, and then 2 dykes on a ladder hanging it. That is the gay community. And I did my show in Provincetown last summer. I don't know if you guys know about P-Town. It's this little gay island over up by Boston, and they think they're great, and they're not. And so I was doing my show there, and it just so happened that I got booked. The producer booked me in a lesbian hotel. And I didn't even know there was such thing as a lesbian hotel. But I will tell you this, if you travel a lot for business, always stay in a lesbian hotel. It is the best. First of all, I don't know if these dykes travel with their own tools or what, but everything works. Perfect. And that does not squeak, that faucet does not drip. It was heaven. The only thing, though, was the walls were very thin, so all night long I could hear the ladies in the room next to me having sex. So it was just... I mean, I assume that's what it was. It could have just been an old man eating pudding, but I think it was lesbians. And I was thinking, do you ever do something just that makes you realize just what a huge fag you are? I'm sure you do. And I was packing last summer to go to Provincetown, and you know when you're packing for a big trip, you have piles on your bed, and then you put it all in the suitcase. And excuse me. And so I realized that I had a pile of tank tops and a pile of dress That is some faggoty shit right there. That is no one's father is proud of that. That doesn't make anybody glad that you're his son when you do that. Okay, here's another thing about straight people. I went on a straight cruise. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. The story behind it is my little brother was turning 30, and my little brother, isn't gay. God knows we tried. No. And so, he, whatever. So on that, we just agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? That's just how that's going to be. And so, my little sister and I wanted to do something nice for him for turning 30. But instead, we took him on a Carnival cruise. And here's the thing, I'm used to, I'm prepared for the gay cruise. You know what I mean? Because I know exactly what it's going to be like on the gay cruise. Because the gay cruise is just going to be like, dignified. But I didn't know what it was going to be like with the straight people. How, just parading their heterosexuality around all week, being all in my face with it. I didn't know how I was going to handle that. And the thing, it doesn't say in the brochure that it's, a straight cruise, but I knew it was going to be all straight people because it was really affordable. And so I was worried. But it turns out it wasn't the straight people that were the problem at all. The problem was the ship itself. And it's my own fault. I should have known. It was called the Canker of the Seas. But it was disgusting. We got to the dock, and there she was, just standing under a street light, half her dress hanging off, cigarette in her mouth. It was love for sale. It was really, she was in bad shape. She was a cougar. That's what she was. The ship was a cougar, yes, because the colors were all too bright, and she was well past her prime, and the carpets were completely worn out. So, it was so gross. We drove to the ship, and on the bow there was just a big open cold sore. It was disgusting. And so we walk on the ship, right? We walk on the ship, and it's me and my little brother and my sister, and we're walking down the gangway, and I say to my brother, I don't even want to know how many bad decisions have been made on her. And my little brother thought I was talking about my little sister. So that was how we kicked off the weekend. And he does have a point, though. And so, but anyway, so we get on the ship, and immediately you are just hit in the face with the aroma, and it was an enchanting, intoxicating combination of cigarettes and pussy. And so I was really, yes, two great tastes that taste great together. Am I right? And a funny story. Used to put both in my mouth back in high school. So how's that? Yes, there's it's like the lightning round. You can guess amongst yourselves which was easier for me to quit cold turkey. So anyway, so we get on. It was so gross. The ship. And also the color scheme. Everywhere you looked on this ship, it was brass and mauve and desert rose. Yeah, it was just like being trapped in Lonnie Anderson's downstairs guest powder room for a week. And I don't know if you've been on a straight cruise recently, but I don't know if you know what's happening with the straight people out there. How did those straight people get so fat? How did that happen? And I don't mean fat, I mean fat, functionally fat. I mean I have to ride in a machine scooter fat, or the frame, the big metal frame, walker frame with the shelf on top, but just really put the tents right on top of the shelf, you know what I mean? And you're like, well, that looks great, sir. And that, yeah, that's what's happening out there. And all there is to do on these ships is just eat, right? And so we were up in this gigantic buffet, and it's the entire top floor of the ship. And there's the Chinese food area, and the Italian food area, and the Mexican food area, and then the soup or whatever. And there's this enormous woman in her scuba thing. She's got her scooter thing, and she made it really cute because she put a bunch of dried flowers and teddy bears on the front. Oh, so cute, little horn, toot toot, toot toot. I have diabetes, toot toot, really cute. And so, but anyway, so she rolls into this enormous ocean of food, and I swear to God, she says to no one, "This is all I have." I swear to God, I swear to God. So I'm up there one afternoon, and I'm going crazy. I'm not going to leave this ship until I look like Demi Moore on the cover of Vanity Fair. I'm going to be like that, right? And so I'm up there in the ship, and I notice this straight lady. I could tell she was straight by her footwear, and she saw me from across the room, and her eyes kind of opened with recognition or something. And I thought, well, she can't have seen me on TV because almost all my shit's on Logo, and I know you straight people are watching that, right? Let's be honest, gay people. Even we're not watching that. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. And so anyway, so I didn't know how, and so she comes running over, and she's got her tray of food, and she comes running over, and she goes, oh, I have been wanting to talk to you. I love Adam Lambert, too. What the fuck is that? Was that some new straight salutation that I don't know anything about? Like, I did not know what to even, I didn't know, all I could think to do was just take my hand and just flip her tray up into her face. That's all I could think. I didn't do that, though. No, I kicked her in the cunt. And so, that's not true. I just want, for the straight people that are here, I just want to pass on. Maybe you can just, at your next meeting, you can let them know. Adam Lambert, yeah, that's for you. That's just your thing. We don't give a fuck about Adam Lambert. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not saying you should have him put to sleep, although let's not take that entirely off the table. But I'm just saying that's just for, in fact, if I'm honest, Adam Lambert was kind of our joke on you. If you want to know the truth, that really was our plan. But I think he's a talented kid and all that, but like, if you're gonna, your hair like that, and do makeup like that, and wear all this, and sing way up there, you need to justify, like, you need to saw a woman in half while you're doing it. That's all. But you know what I mean? You gotta levitate on a high note or something. Produce stubs, girl. Something. That's all. But it's not just straight people saying dumb things. I want to call the gay guys out because I keep hearing gay men say this thing that is so annoying to me. I keep hearing gay guys say, Angelina Jolie is so hot. I would totally fuck her. Yeah, and I'm always like, in the front hole? Well, you know what I mean? This is gay news, you gotta specify. You can't bend her over and pretend she's Brad. That doesn't count. That's not the same. And I just say that because I just think that we can all agree Angelina Jolie is not starter pussy. That's what I'm saying. Like, you work up to Jolie. Like, I don't think vaginas have teeth anymore. But if one did, it would be Angelina Jolie. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. Like, someone's gonna get hurt. Like, if you're like me and you've been out of the pussy pool for 20 years or so, you need to put your toe in the water. You acclimate. You don't go right to the high dive, right? Someone's gonna get a cramp or something. That's not gonna happen. You need starter pussy, all right? Winona Judd. That's all. That's what I'm just saying. Yes, it's a public service. Oh, I was driving, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm better than you. And I was driving not too long ago, and I was behind this car that had what do you call it? Do you call it a license plate frame? You know what I'm talking about, right? The thing that goes around license plate. And it said, only God can judge me. And I thought, no. No, you're wrong. That's not at all true. I'm judging the fuck out of you, and all I can see is the back of your head. It's easy. Really, I mean, I'm really good at it. It's like our state bird in California, but, I'm going to keep a gavel in the glove box. I'm a pro. But the point is, anyone can do it. I had to literally roll up next to this woman and roll my window down and scream out like, nice chunky highlights. It was very 2012. Yeah, she was cutting edge. I didn't even know NASCAR was in town. She was good. She was good. I did something recently that you should never do. Do not do this. Don't do it. I turned 40. Yeah, that's sad, isn't it? 40, that's not a good thing. And the thing, it turns out, by the way, it's a misdemeanor in Los Angeles, but didn't know that. But here's the thing, there were a couple of things about turning 40 that I just didn't see. First of all, I was when it happened, I was so depressed. See, okay, when I turned 39, I didn't connect that 40 was not, I was in this relationship and I just thought we were going to be together forever. We were just so in love. And so I guess in my wedded bliss, when I turned 39, I didn't think, oh, next year, everything ends. And then 2 days after Valentine's Day, though, then we broke up. And just for the record, I should tell you, he was Filipino. Yes, so my grandfather was right, fucking Japs. And so anyway, so I was so depressed. I realized, I'm alone, and I'm going to be 40, and things like that. And so all summer I was in the deepest depression. I was in the And the lowest point was Thanksgiving that year, because Thanksgiving is exactly 1 week before my birthday. And you know the deal with Thanksgiving, like you have to go and, you know, spend Thanksgiving with, you know, your parents, unless they were courteous enough to pass away, but such luck. So I have to come to Phoenix, and look, I love Phoenix, but there's a problem. And the problem is that we have all this stuff here in Phoenix that we don't have in Los Angeles. And I don't just mean a conscience. I mean, like Sonic, for example, and Whataburger, and Chick-fil-A, and Red Lobster. Oh, you guys, Red Lobster. Don't even get me started on Red Lobster. Like, Red Lobster is my jam. Like, I love a Red Lobster. I love a cheesy biscuit. Don't even, like, I will eat the ass out of a cheesy biscuit. I love a cheesy, like, I'm not one of those fancy gay guys that has to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need my seafood to ever have lived in the ocean. It's totally debatable. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this shit was made in a lab outside Detroit. We didn't put enough fake butter on it. Come on. I think we all know we always pick the best quality seafood in a strip mall. People just know that. It's like a true thing. Like, black people are always on time. It's a true thing. That's all. And so you come here. I come here and I just eat and eat and eat and chew and chew and chew. And I know it's because I don't want to talk to these people, but it's like really, really. And so I'm so like basically Phoenix has now become for me what Vegas is for normal people, because I come for 3 or 4 days and just put all this shit in my mouth that has no business being there, right? And I'm flying home and I fucking feel like shit and I hate myself and I can't even remember last night, you know, and maybe I killed a hooker, I don't know. I mean, if I did, I deep fried her and ate her, but we can't rule it out. And so I come here for Thanksgiving and I'm like so depressed, and my mom, look, my mom is wonderful. I mean, not wonderful enough for my dad to stay married to her, but she's wonderful. People always are like, oh, are your parents still together? I'm like, we're not Amish. Dumb question. But my mother is wonderful. She's great, and she's just, but you know, sometimes moms try to help and make things worse. You know what I'm saying, right? Sometimes they overshoot, like, just a little, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you've skinned your knee and mom's ready to amputate the leg. You know what I'm getting at, right? And so I'm like so depressed. And it's a week before my 40th, my mother calls me in and she just wants to, and she goes, son, I just do not understand. I don't get what, I don't know. You don't have AIDS. What the fuck, kids on that? You know what I'm saying? And look, I'm really glad I don't have AIDS, and it's not for lack of trying, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm just, like, I kind of imagined that when I turned 40, I would maybe, you know, have more in my life than just no AIDS, you know? Like, I thought maybe I'd have a husband and own some property and be doing shows for, you know, more than 11 people, that's all. I had a vision, that's all. But no, AIDS is good, I'm grateful, I'm glad, you know, but, you know, I just thought, well, are you saying that anything more than no AIDS, I'm just being a greedy motherfucker? Is that what you're saying, Mom? I just shouldn't name any higher than, like, I should get one of those posters for my office, what do you call them, successories? And it just has, like, a picture of a waterfall, and it just says, no AIDS. That's enough. Really? Like, that should just be my vision board, like, you know? And then, this will tell you what a dick I am, just for 1 second, for one tiny second. When my mother on Thanksgiving says to me, you have AIDS, I wanted to go, actually. Can you imagine? Oh, I know. Anyway, that's nice. There were 2 things about turning 40, though, that were sort of pleasant surprises. The first thing was all of my straight male friends, who are not imaginary, they saw that I was suffering, you know, and they all, like, tried to, like, pull me aside, like, offer comfort. And, you know, they were like, dude, you know, what the fuck, man? Like, fuck, it's just 40, bro. Like, who fucking cares, dude? Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, shit, I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of years, dude. I'm right behind you. I don't give a fuck about 40. Suck my dick, 40. Fuck, just a number. Who fucking cares, right? And while they were saying all this, in my mind I was thinking, wait, you're gonna be 40 in a couple of years? Like, I thought you were 48. You know, my point is, you straight people look like shit. That's what I'm trying to say. Not the women, really, the men. But what is happening? What is this? What causes it? Does the pussy have a laser beam in it that shoots out and just does that. It's like, moisturizer is not a secret, right? Like, you can just go buy it. You don't need a password or anything. You just walk right. It's not like the cans of spray paint. You don't have to get a manager with a key. You can just buy it. It's really good. And the other thing about turning 40, though, was when you turn 40 in Los Angeles and you've got like the gray, like silvery sort of chest hair and stuff, you become a magnet for 19-year-olds. No, I thought I was done babysitting in high school. But no, that's not a good thing. But it's just like everywhere. Like, I met this one guy on Match.com, and by that I mean Grindr, and he had said that he was 26, right? And so we agree to meet for coffee in the middle of the afternoon on Santa Monica Boulevard, this big Starbucks, beautiful, beautiful spring day. And so we meet, right? So his mom drops him off. And we were just talking, just getting to know each other. We were talking about the Witches of Waverly Place, I think. And he was so excited. He was in a really good mood that day. He was so excited because he was thinking pretty soon he was going to get hair down there. And we were just talking, we were just going back and forth. And there's this thing about me. Sometimes if we're not talking about me, my mind wanders. And so he was doing this, and I glanced down the street, and there was this woman walking towards us, just down the street. And she's very tall, very slender, and had like a dark sort of bob, and like a long flowy sort of trench coaty thing, and whatever. I just think I'm so clever all the time. And I go, oh look, it's Lily Tomlin. What do you think my date said? Who's Lily Tomlin? That feels really good, don't it? Yeah. And I was like, how could you, Lily Tomlin, she's a pioneer. And he goes, oh my God, a pioneer? How old is she? No child, not an old Western-based pioneer. I don't mean she doesn't eat dinner until someone claims a triangle. What I mean is she's important to the gay movement. She's kind of a big deal. And he was like, yeah, I don't know who it is. So he goes back to talking, and he was talking about like how he was decorating his locker or something. And I, in my depression, in my sadness, I was doing anything I could that just might be like a life raft for me to hold on to. And one of the things I did was I read that book, The Secret. All right? And I know it's dumb, but you know what? Oprah said to read it, and when Oprah tells me to read a book, I fucking read it. All right? So anyway, so he's going on, he's talking, and he was really excited because he was getting a bed shaped like a race car or something. And I look back down the street, and it really is Lily Tomlin. You guys, I made that happen with my mind. Yeah, don't fuck with The Secret. And so I go, look, it really is Lily Tomlin. And he goes, I don't know what that is. And I go, oh my God, 9 to 5? Right? And he goes, oh, wait, 9 to 5. That's the movie with that lady. Okay. If you refer to Dolly Parton as that lady, you are dead to me. This date is over. Call your mother, right? Yes. So then I fuck. Now, let's not do that. Really, we shouldn't. Don't just. Really, we've all been on that date. Even the straight girl's been on that date where the guy where he says one stupid, moronic, idiotic thing after another, and you're like, well, I paid $9 for parking, so don't judge me. And so, whatever. So we have the sex, and the sex is good, or it's great, or it's whatever it is. That's not important. What is important is this guy's body was insane, like perfection, like swimsuit model, like international male catalog. Not that I've ever masturbated to it. And so afterwards we go to dinner. Oh, because for the straight people, that's how the gays like to do it. Yeah, we like to fuck first, and then decide maybe I like you enough to share a meal. And so we go, which is why we're all so happy. So we go to this Chinese restaurant, and we're sitting there, and the waitress puts on the table like a communal bowl of rice for us to share, and this fag acts like it's an open bag of snakes. Like he does, and I was like, oh God, really? He's one of these, with the no rice, no potato, no carbs. And it's like, oh Jesus. And he goes, no, you don't understand. A month from now, I'm in this swimsuit competition. Let's call it what it is. He was in a man pageant. And he's like, I'm training really hard, and like, you know, you're not gonna believe how fast my body responds. 30 days from now, I'm just gonna look amazing. And I go, okay, well, you know, just so you know, 30 days from now, I'm gonna look just like this. In fact, I'm having the rice, so I may look worse. I just wanna, you know, be upfront about that. And he goes, that's okay, Tony. Opposites attract. So when my vision returned, I went, oh, wow, that's terrible. And he goes, no, look, you're not fat exactly. You're just chunky. Did you literally feel the air? Did you hear it? Did you? Yes. Yes, it was like, for the straight people, you don't say chunky to a middle-aged homosexual. That's fighting words. Like, right? But just, I know you're also worried about me. Just so you know, it does have a happy ending. I do not know where he is today, but I can assure you, wherever he is still picking rice out of his hair. So that's good, yes. Yeah, oh, that's right. So I did something recently that I never thought I would do. I didn't think I would ever do this. I went on a gay cruise. And the thing is, I love cruising, but I never thought that I would go on a gay cruise because I don't like gay people. And, well, no, individually I think you're all wonderful. But let's be honest, in a big group, nothing good's gonna come from that. So, you know, it's like Persians. And so, oh, and in both cases, 2 weeks later, still gonna smell the cologne. And so, here's how it works. Your phone, they just call you. Like, they just call you out of the, they just call you. Like, and I should have known something was weird because normally when my phone rings, it just goes ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding. But this time it played a Kylie remix. And so I was like, what? And they were like, hey, do you want to come in and do your stand-up on the gay cruise? And I was like, oh, not really. And they were like, you know, this is a little different than the cruises. This is what we call a land vacation. And how it works is we buy out this whole resort in exotic Puerto Vallarta. Yes, and 500 gay men from all around the world come here and make really bad choices for a week. And I thought, well, now that sounds enchanting. And I just thought, you know what, goddamn, I told you, 40 years old, step outside your comfort zone, try something new, what the fuck? You know, and then I thought, you know what else? Like, take the job. You have to work one night, and then you have the rest of the week off in Puerto Vallarta, right? Like, how bad can that be? And besides, it'll be nice to get out of LA to get away from all those fucking Mexicans. So I take the job, and I realize right away that straight vacations and gay vacations are very, very different. Because like a straight vacation, the fun starts when you get to, you know, your destination. Like you're going to Disneyland, it's fun when you drive down to Anaheim, park the car, buy your tickets, go in the Magic Kingdom. Now we're having fun, right? But no, the gaycation, they have invented this whole new party game. They send you these neon orange luggage tags, you know, for your Louis Vuitton hat boxes and steamer trunks. And so the fun starts at baggage claim. Right, because everybody is like, oh, god damn, look at his ass. Does he have an orange tag? Wow, look at those arms. Does he have an orange tag? Like, it's very much like a dog park on a Saturday afternoon. Just a lot of crotch sniffing and territorial peeing. You know what I'm talking about. And so we get our stuff and they load us into this van and they take us out to the property. And it was gorgeous. And again, I have to send a shout out to the lesbians because the all-lady gay group was there the week before us, and the lawns were manicured to perfection. Brava, ladies! And so they have this little Mexican fellow who's showing me around the property, and he takes me to my room, and all the rooms are exactly the same. There's a king-size bed, a 4-person sunken jacuzzi tub, and then this big wooden armoire, and he opens it, and inside, a full bar. Just a full bar, yes, and full-size bottles, like full. And I go, oh, Mike, what? What is this? And he goes, you finished, we bring you more. And I thought, well, that really should be the gay cruise motto. But I was like, this is not good. This is not a good, like, already enough really questionable decisions could be made this week. We shouldn't lubricate it with it. You know, how about for a crunchy snack? Why don't we just throw some meth rocks in there? Yay! If you think of Abe Lincoln. And so you know, he didn't speak English, so he left. And so then I thought, well, you know what? Might as well just get out to the pool, because let's get this party started, right? You're here, so I put on my bathing suit and I go running out to the pool. Now I don't wear a Speedo. I wear, you know, the other kind, the tradition, like bathing suit with the leg sleeves. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like that kind. And so I go running out to the pool, and you would have thought I showed up in a full-length mink. Like, these queens were not having my leg sleeves. That was not, it was as if I had come out of a Cabana Strike tent in a 1920s bathing costume. You know, hey fellas, that's Charleston. Like, they were not buying what I was selling. And so in a situation like this, you know, the first person you make eye contact with is always the last person in the universe you should have any dealings with, right? And this is exactly what happened. The first man I see is he was very, very short, incredibly pale, and very, very round, and he was covered in, I don't know, like some kind of an SPF, like petroleum-based, lubricant, shiny, like, I don't know if this motherfucker was going to swim the English Channel later or what, but he had a plan. Like, there was something happening. And then he also had this gigantic red handlebar mustache, right? And normally you only see that on Lesbian Week. And so so basically, for the rest of the week, I just referred to him as the mayor of Munchkin City. But you know what I mean? Like, every time I saw him, I expected him to go, "Who rang that bell?" He was that guy. He was for sure that guy. And so, and also, my eye was caught by his Yo Quiero Taco Bell t-shirt. Shut up, the locals. Oh, look, I was listening. Did you see that? We all learned something tonight. And and he did that thing that gay guys do where he didn't just cut the sleeves off, but he cut it all the way down, you know, to the waist, so you could really see his breasts. And so whatever. So I was looking, and so he sees I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and the man does this. He does this. He goes. He beckoned. Yeah. And look, I'm not going to try to be cool. I mean, there's fucking 10 people. How cool am I? No, I'm not cool at all. I like being beckoned. I'm into that, usually. But in this case, not so much. And so, but you know, my parents raised me, right? When one is beckoned, one must go. And so I'm approaching, and as I get close to the man, I swear, the first thing, all he says, this is what he says, he goes, "I've never bottomed." Yeah. And in my mind, I was like, I don't believe you. No, I mean, it's not possible. He was covered in lube. Someone could have slipped in and maybe he didn't know. But for sure, he for sure had something. And so, but he goes, but I've decided that I'm ready to try. And so I booked this vacation because what better way to start? And I just can't, ever keep my mouth shut. So I was like, I can think of like 8 better ways to start. Like, you know what I mean? This is not beginning anal that's going to happen here this week. This is advanced anal. It's AP anal. You have to take anal 101. You get a certification card. You should laminate it on account of all the lube. But like, no one's gonna like on a spoon afterwards and like listen to your dreams. That's not happening on this vacation. They're just gonna throw your Speedo back and say, "See you at the buffet." That's how this is gonna work. The other thing I learned on that cruise is I don't like being called girl. And obviously I'm such a lumberjack, but I just don't, I don't know why, but on a gay cruise, everywhere you go, it's just, hey, girl, it's like aloha. It can mean anything. And I turned to my friend on Thursday and I was like, if I don't have a vagina by the end of this week, it'll be a miracle, The other thing was my tattoo was really a big topic of conversation. Everywhere that I went that week, everybody was just like, "Ooh, nice tattoo. Hey, fellas, sexy tattoo. Oh, I love your tattoo. Wolf." Yeah, by the way, let's talk about Wolf for a second. What the fuck with Wolf, you guys? We're grown men. Wolf, that's a compliment now? Wolf? Really? It's one syllable. How flattered can I be? Put a little effort into it. Like, it's less than if you shit in your hand and threw poop at someone. It's just a lazy Wolf. So anyway, all week long it was just like, oh, love that tattoo, sexy tattoo. And I don't understand because, you know, everybody nowadays has tattoos. I didn't understand what the deal was. So on the last day of the trip, we're going back to the airport, and there was this man whose scrotum would best be described as not unlike a janitor's keychain. Does that paint the picture for you? Yes. There were a lot of things. It was like that magic trick where they put all the swords through the basket. Like it was really, there was a definite situation, and I'm not generally, you know, friends with those kinds of people. But what's good is you can hear him coming when he's behind you. So it's just like jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle. And so I was on the button, and I was like, oh my God, is Santa landing his sled on top of this? And he comes up and he's like, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle. And he goes, hey fella, I've been wanting to talk to you all week. I love your fisting rings. Yeah, and I was like, no, they're not, I'm not into, no, I didn't even like the Muppet Show when I was a kid. No, they're not, that's not what they, and you know how sometimes in life, you know, you should just shut up. But I was like, no, I'm a comic. Look, a comic could never be a fister because we would never be able to resist the urge to just go, why are there so many songs? That's not right. I think we can all agree. And you know, you just need to just shut up sometimes in life, and I can't. I tried to explain it to make it all better, and I said, no, they're not. No, that's my niece's name, Matea. She's 7 years old. She could barely get it to the wrist. She could never possibly. Thank you guys for coming tonight. I appreciate it.